After you have carried out your assessment, remember in step 1, we said the first step is assessment. Now, after you have carried out your assessment, the next step is load analysis and system design. So, during your assessment, you have discovered what your client needs. You have discovered what they want to power. You have discovered for how long they want to power it. You have discovered their backup time. That is, maybe they need a battery that can last for 2 days. If there is no sunlight and if there is no generator, if there is no NEPA light, you have already discovered that. Their loads, their priority. You have already discovered their priority. If the person is a businesswoman, someone that is using, maybe someone that is selling drinks. Let's say someone that is selling drinks now. You know, someone that is selling drinks, his or her priority will be the freezer or fridge that they are using to cool these drinks. Someone that is selling frozen food, you know, their priority is always the fridge and the freezer. Now, you have already discovered their priority during assessment. You have checked where you want to install. Now, the next thing is to carry out load analysis. And how do you carry out load analysis? Your client said that, okay, he has 2 freezer or 2 fridge. 2 freezer, you write it down, freezer, 2 units. What is the wattage of the 2 freezer? Now, what is the wattage? You have already checked the wattage during your assessment. Now, TV, maybe your clients have TV, you list it out. How many TV? Maybe 3 or 2. Now, your clients have bulbs. How many bulbs? What is the wattage? Are they 10? Are they 15? Let's say 10 watt bulb. If they are 10 watt bulb, your clients have maybe laptop, maybe 1 laptop or 2 laptops. So you put it down as well, 2 laptops. 2 laptops. During your analysis, that's when you are going to calculate this freezer. How many hours do your client tells you that you want to be switching it on? Maybe it's 12 hours or it's 25 hours. What you need to do is to say that, okay, if the wattage of the freezer is 300 watts, you say 2 on 2 multiplied by 300. 2 multiplied by 300 times, if it is 12 hours or 24 hours, you multiply it 24 hours or 12 hours, you do the calculation. Then you have your answer. As well, the TV, how many hours do your client want to use the TV? Is it 2 hours? Is it 5 hours? Is it 6 hours? How many TV? 2 TV. 2 multiplied by, maybe the TV is 100 watt. 100 watt multiplied by, if it's using it for 5 hours, you have multiply it by 5 hours. You have the energy that the TV will consume per day. Now, also the AC, if the client have AC, maybe it's 1 horsepower. If it is 1 horsepower, that's around 745 watts. How many hours? If it is 10 hours, it's using it for 10 hours per day, you multiply it. The same way, that's how you are going to multiply everything. After multiplying all the loads, then you calculate what is the total energy the client is using per day. Once you know the total energy the client is using per day, that's what you are going to use to generate the size of the solar panel you want to use for the client. That's how you are going to generate the size of, that's what you are going to use to generate the size of the solar panel that the client will use, the number of solar panel. If the client will be using 550 watt, maybe 10 pieces or 20 pieces or 30 pieces or 100 pieces, as the case may be. So that's how you are going to use it from the analysis. That's where you are going to generate the size of the solar panel. From your analysis as well, you determine the size of the inverter. Now, from your analysis as well, remember your client have already told you that he needs maybe 12 hours backup time or 5 hours, 24 hours backup time. From your analysis as well, you determine the size of the battery that you want to use for your client. The size of breaker, you are going to determine it from this same analysis. The size of surge arrestor, all their accessories, what are the size? You are going to determine it from this analysis. Likewise, the size of cable you want to use. If you are using 10 mm, if you want to use 6 mm, remember from the current that the cable will carry, that's when you are going to generate the size of the cable that you want to use for your client. So all this will comes from this analysis. Then after you have done all the analysis, you have know the size of the inverter, you have know the size of the inverter, You have know the size of the battery that you want to use from your analysis. You have know the size of solar panels that you want to use from your analysis. Likewise, you have know the size of breakers and all those other materials that you want to use from your analysis. The next thing is to do your system design. And during this system design, that's when you want to design how the systems for all the materials you have gotten that you have already prepared, how the system will looks like in the house of the client or for the client's business. How will it look like? Are you going to configure them? How are you going to connect them? So it is this system design that will show you that if your client is, maybe your client, you have already prepared 12 panels. Let's say you have prepared 12 panels for your client. Now, this 12 panel, it is this system design that will tell you that, okay, the size of charge controller you want to use can only handle maybe 12 or maybe 6 or maybe 15. So you have already known from your system design, from your analysis, that this is the size of charge controller I'm going to use. So your system design will now tells you that, okay, how am I going to connect my solar panels on this charge controller? So once you have already know the size of charge controller you want to use from your system design, from your load analysis. So your system design will now tell you that, okay, how do you connect them? Are you connecting them in 3x3 series? Are you connecting them in 2 series? Then you parallel the remaining. Are you connecting them in 1 series? Then you parallel the remaining. Then you parallel the strings. So it is this system design that will now show you. It will show you the bigger picture. So once you have already designed it, then when you get to your client's house or when you want to connect it at your client house, it will not be difficult for you. So the system design now, that's what you are going to show to your client. Okay, based on our analysis, we notice that the number of solar panels that will be enough for your system is 50. The number of solar panels that will be enough for your system is 30. The size of battery that will be enough for your system, that will be able to back up for your system, will be, let's say, 30 or 20 or 2 or 5, as the case may be. So it is this system design that will now show you that, okay, this is what you want to connect when you get them. How do you want to connect the charge controllers? How do you want to connect the breakers? How do you want to connect the surge arrestor? It is this system design that will prepare your mind. It is not when you get to the site, that's when you'll be calling people that, okay, I have 15 panels, I have 30 panels. How do I want to connect it to my charge controller? How do I want to connect it to my hybrid inverter? No. If you have done your system design before you leave your office or before you even send your quotation, then you won't be able to have any problem. So when you want to negotiate or when you want to talk to your client, you know what you are talking, because you have already designed everything. You have already prepared everything for your client. You have the system is, you have already, even before you accept before your client accept the project, the client accept the project, you have already know what you want to connect when you get it. You have already know how you want to do your system, how you want to install your system when you get it. So this is step number 2 to a successful solar project, because step number 1 is telling us that the first step is assessment. Then the second step is, from that assessment, that's when you are going to carry out your load analysis, your system design. You don't just jump to, I want to give you 5 kV inverter, I want to give you 10 kV inverter, I want to give you 15 kV inverter. No, it is from the system, it is from the assessment for each client. For each client, it is from the assessment that you are going to determine your load analysis, then you determine your system design. Don't forget to like, share, and comment. This will lead us to step number 3 for a successful solar project. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Don't forget to like, share, and comment.